About 250 years ago in Scotland there was a drove piper. Every year Willie would follow the drovers down from Skye, and every year he would get paid for his work. But this particular year there was not as much money to be made in the cattle, so the piper did not have much money, just a few pennies that the drove master had given him, and his treasured bagpipes. He found himself wandering the hills on a narrow track, climbing higher and higher into the cold mountainside. It was Hogmanay, and there was a storm brewing. He pulled his coat over his shoulder. It was so paper thin that it did not protect him at all from the cold wind. The soles of his shoes were disappearing so fast that his feet touched the icy ground, and he was cold through and through. "Oh," he said, "it's a terrible place, Scotland, in the middle of winter, and I'm not sure if I'll survive this night. But I have my pipes, and it's Hogmanay, so I'll first foot somebody." He scanned the hills, and through the snow he could see a house in the distance. "I'll go there, and I'll share the new year with the good people." It would be quite a while still until he would reach the croft, so he thought he would rest for a bit underneath a beech hedge. But as he crept underneath, he had a feeling that he wasn't alone, so he called out, "Hello! Is there anybody there? I'm just an old man, and I'll do you no harm. I have no money, not much point in robbing me." There was no answer apart from the wind blowing through the hedge. He asked again, but still no answer. He started to feel his way along the ground. He felt something among the twigs. It was a boot, and then another one. "I knew it," he said. "Hello, I know you're there. Who are you?" But there was still no answer, so he ran his hand up the side of the boot. When he reached the leg, it felt cold and hard like marble. With a shudder, he looked carefully. The legs were frozen solid. This person had been here a long time. He was feeling up the legs of a corpse. Willie made his way out from that old open grave, and as he did so, he thought, "Those boots are good boots, far, far superior to the ones on my feet. And that guy's dead. He doesn't need them." He went back to the boots and tried to get them off the corpse's feet, but they were frozen on, so he took his knife and hacked off the feet at the ankles. He quickly rolled them up and put them in his bag, and away he dashed into the snow-filled sky. A wee while later he was standing outside the door of the croft, and he looked through the window, and there was all manner of food, and there was the dram, and the fire was warm and glowing with sticks piled neatly on it. An old man was warming himself by the fire, and his old wife busying herself in the kitchen. "Oh," he said, "what a rare sight." He shook off all the snow from his coat, and he made himself look respectable. He took out his pipes, and he put the chanter in his mouth and knocked on the door. The door opened. There stood the old woman with her arms folded. "What are you doing here at my door at this time of night? Away with you!" "Oh, mistress," says he, "I'm an old piper. It's the Hogmanay. I'll pipe in the new year for you. I'll be your first foot." "Indeed you will not. I don't want your type at my door. Now get away with you." "But, missus, look at the snow. If I go, I'll die here, not far from your house. Surely you wouldn't want that." "I don't care. Now away you go." Her husband looked over her shoulder, and he looked Willie up and down, and he said, "It's a wild night, wife. Let the man sleep in the barn. He'll do no harm there." "You heard my husband. Now away into the barn with you, and remember we rise early in this house. You'd better be gone when we do." "Oh, thank you," said Willie. His belly was empty, his body was cold, but he was being offered shelter, and beggars can't be choosers after all, so in he went to the barn. There to keep him company was an old cow munching away on her oats. "Hello, cow," he said. "How you doing?" The cow paid no heed to him and just kept munching. Willie noticed the nice hot air coming out of her nostrils, ideal for defrosting frozen feet. So he took the boots out of his bag, and he sat them in the trough, and the cow breathed over them, and he went to sleep. He rose early in the morning, remembering what the woman had said, and there in the trough the cow had done her business, for the feet were defrosted. So he tipped them out, and he took off his own boots, and he tried on these new boots. They were perfect, fitted like a glove. He'd walk 100 miles and more in these grand boots. As he pranced up and down in them, he thought about the poor man under the hedge, with no feet. "I'll give him mine," he thought. So he took the defrosted feet, and he put them into his boots. As he was doing this, He heard the door of the house slamming. "Ah, here they come," he said. "I'd better hide. I should have been away." He hid himself underneath some bits of corn, and he waited. He could hear the footsteps click, 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 clicking towards the barn, and then he heard the door. Then the most almighty scream rose in the air. The roof almost lifted up. "Ah!" thought Willie, "what's up with her now?" Her husband heard the scream, and he came rushing to her defence. "Oh, my dear," he said, "what's wrong? What's wrong? I thought that Piper had done some serious damage to you." Him, she said. "He will never bother anybody again. Sure, your cows ate him. Look." Well, the man looked in the trough, and he saw the old boots and the defrosted feet, and he too thought that the cow must have eaten the old Piper. "Oh, you'll have to bury him," the wife remarked. So the husband got a shovel, and he took the defrosted feet and the old boots down to the bottom of the garden, and into the snow, and into the ground he dug a hole. And Willie was thinking, "I'm dead, am I? I've had about enough of this man and woman." He took his pipes out of his bag, they hadn't been tuned in a while, and he put the chanter in his mouth. Well, he gave such a blow it was like the banshee herself was screaming over the glen. The man and woman got such a fright that they ran so far away from the house and over the glens that they have never been seen again to this day. And Willie has a great house, all that he needs, and a cow who gives him plenty of milk and butter.